So why diversity matters? There are many reports, as you can see, this picture covers, that set out why diversity matters. Organisations want to be more representative of the people that they spend money with them. They want to be more like the communities in which they exist. It's been proven time and time again that organisations that are more diverse are more successful. I think also that as the stories and the truth comes out about the economic turbulence, the times in which we find ourselves, that groupthink of some of our major financial institutions will be very much part of the story. I think that groupthink is actually the reverse of diversity, of both representation and thought. I think that given the role of universities in our society for creating a place for the brightest to flourish, you would imagine that the concept and quality and diversity within universities would be a given, and that from the top to the bottom, they would be eager to ensure that they are representatives of the world around them in order to attract the brightest and the best throughout the university. But it's not yet quite the case. In a piece in the Sunday Times, the weekend before last, Jude Kelly stated that many people do still think that what makes an effective team is high IQ, high technical expertise, and a high level of professional experience. She goes on, citing 2 MIT studies, that they are in fact wrong. What makes an outstanding and effective team is, according to MIT, having more women than men on it. So this is because of women's skills at reading the mental states of others and therefore raising the collective intelligence of the group. As Janet Beer, the vice-chancellor of Oxford Brookes and shortly moving to Liverpool University, says in a preface in one of our own stimulus papers, the dramatic increase in the number of women students has not been matched by the growth in the number of women in senior leadership roles in universities. Most academics and academic leaders are male, and even where there are marked increases in the representation of women in particular jobs, for instance, at deputy level in Australian universities, this progress is not matched by the translation of those deputies into top jobs. I think with race in UK higher education, BME staff are less likely to be on a permanent contract than their white staff. There are only 85 black professors, and of those, only 17 are women. The most recent official figures state that the total number of professors in the UK is over 14,000. Black British Academics, which is a network campaigning for black academics and students, in a recent survey that they interviewed 100 black staff and students, showed that 73% believe their institution has a poor or very poor attitude to race equality. And in that same research, people spoke of applying for jobs in their own name, which was already a very anglicised name, and also applying in a separate sort of white name and only being invited for interview in the white name. Black and Asian staff, even where they are motivated and committed to their work or institution, according to research by the Race for Opportunities, Race for Progress, will enjoy fewer promotions than their white counterparts throughout their careers. And this is a sort of conversation that I found from one of the professors, Harry Goldburn, who's at London South Bank University. He was interviewed in The Guardian, and he was asked the question, why do you think there aren't more black professors? And he said, there are several reasons I know of. I know of passive racism. It's not that in reality anybody sets out to be deliberately racist. If the end result is exclusion and discrimination, when you try and pin it down, it's extremely difficult to prove. So I don't want to ignore the issues of institutional or unconscious bias or class or intersectionality. I recognise that this is a very big issue, a very widely debated issue. It's just that today I don't really have time to go into those points in huge detail. I will, though, say that some of the things that I've read and I have heard black academics say have been heartbreaking. There have also been some things that BME community needs to do for themselves as well. I think the community, BME communities, need to value higher education a bit more. I think there needs to be a bit more commitment to study, and there needs to be more of a sort of a support of people and celebration of academics and taking roles and working in higher education. I think there's a bit more of a commitment to the other professions than the academic one.